Hello, students. Good morning. Hope you are learning well at homes. Today, I am going to teach you a new poem, Foreign Lands. So, before I start this poem, let me ask you something. Have you ever climbed a tree, or have you ever climbed a big building? If you climbed a tree or a building, then you might have noticed the your vision is expanded and you can see a lot of things that you can't see from the ground. So, if you climb a tree and or building or a mountain, you will see those things that you can't see from the ground, and you wonder that how big this world actually is. Sometimes you climb and you see, and climbing the trees, it requires a very good expertise, and you need to be very careful while climbing a tree when you climb, because all of a sudden you may fall down and you may get hurt, isn't it? So and in this way, but when you climb, if you know to how to climb a tree and you climb a tree, or otherwise you go on a big tall building, at the top of the big tall building, or sometimes you go to a mountain, at the, any a small mountain, if you climb and from there you see, then you see how big this world it is, and what are the fascinating things that you can see, and you can enjoy the things that are there. So the poet in this wonderful poem wants to tell you about his experience when he climbed on a tree. So here you can see in this picture, the poet is climbing a tree, and he is watching the things after climbing on a tall tree. So what he is noticing, that he is bent down, and what let's find out what is there in this poem. Up into the cherry tree, who should climb but little me? I held the trunk with both my hands and looked abroad on foreign lands. Up into the cherry tree. So, on which tree the poet has climbed? The poet has climbed on a cherry tree. Who should climb but little me? It means that the poet is saying that he is small, a small child like you, and by the virtue of that he is writing the poem. So he is asking, up into the cherry tree, who should climb but little me? Means, who can climb on this tree? No one but I can climb on this tree, on this cherry tree. I held the trunk with both my hands. Then how, now the poet is describing how he is climbing on the tree. You know the trunk of the tree? Trunk, main stem of the tree. Stem of the tree, that is called trunk also. So I hold the trunk with both my hands. The poet is saying that he is holding the trunk, holding the stem of the tree with both hands, and looked abroad on foreign lands. And from after reaching at the top, he is looking abroad. He is looking away. Abroad means away from there, and the foreign lands. Foreign land means the lands that are away from the from his own land. Can you see, if you climb on the tree, you can see up to a very big distance. So that big distance, the poet is saying here foreign lands. The foreign comes here not for the foreign country, some another country. This foreign word is applied here for the distant places, means the place that is far away from here. Do you understand? So this is what the foreign lands. The foreign means a place that is away from your living place. That for that location, this foreign land word is applied here. Now in the next paragraph, you can see here also, you can see now I saw the next door garden lie adorned with flowers before my eye. So now the poet is describing what are the things that he is seeing after climbing the tree. What he is seeing, I saw the next door garden lie. He says that the garden that is next door. Next door means the nearby. So he could see now he could see the garden. And what is there in the garden? Laden with flowers before my eyes. He says that that garden is laden with flowers, adorned with flowers. Means laden with flowers. Means the trees in the garden, they are full of flowers. And he could see now, otherwise from ground he could not see that ground, but from the top of the tree he could see that garden. And many pleasant places more that I had never seen before. And now the poet is saying that he could see many more places after climbing on the top of the tree. He could see many more places that he could not see during that when he was on the ground. So here the poet says that he could see many more places that he never seen from the ground, that he could see now after climbing on the top of the tree. In the next stanza, the poet says, I saw a dimpling river pass and the sky's blue looking glass. Now the poet says that he could see the river, dimpling river. Dimpling river means the river where there is a the water goes by making rounds and rounds. That is called dimpling river. River, and the sky is blue looking glass. He says that he could see the sky that is as clear as a glass, blue looking glass. When the writer compares the sky like a blue looking glass. If you see that you have the glass, blue colored glass, yeah, as clear as blue colored glass. So he says that he could see the sky just like a blue looking glass. The dusty roads go up and down, the people tramping into town. Now from that tree he could see the road that very up to a very distant place. He could, from the ground you can see the road of up to a very short distance, but as you climb on the tree you could see the road making turns, and this way and that way, left, right, up and down, all the things you could see as you climb on the tree. And also he said that he could see the people in the town. Tramping means walking, though the people that are walking in the town he could see from that tree. If I could find a taller tree. Now the poet wishes that he could find an even taller tree. Means he is on the tree, he says that I want some even taller tree. This is tall, but I want even taller tree, even bigger tree. If I could have, I wish that I could have a taller tree. Farther and farther I should see, so that I could see more. As you go up, you could see more. So the poet wishes here that he wished that he had a taller tree, so that he could see more and more. To where the grounds up river slips, to where the grown up river slips, and the sea among the ships, into the sea among the ships. The poet want to know that this flowing river, where it slips, where it goes, and the sea among the ships, into the sea among, or where this, where the rivers meet, the rivers they finally end into the seas, and the seas. So the poet wants a tall tree where he could see that this passing river, he could see up to the sea, where this river meets to the sea, and the ships that are there in the sea. The poet wants to see all these things if he had a taller tree. I hope it is clear to you. And now let's see another. The last stanza of this poem. To where the roads on either hand just a moment, where all the, where you could see here in this the poet was saying that I could find a taller tree, and now you could see that now the poet is saying, to where the roads on either hand lead abroad into fairy land. Now the poet want to see, after getting a taller tree, he want to look into the fairy land. You know, in the beginning I told you that the poet want to explore all the things that are visible after climbing the tree. So now in the earlier paragraphs, the poet was looking for the garden and the river and the sea. Now the poet want to look into the fairyland. Fairyland, you know, where the fairies are there. So here, where all the children dine at 5, and here in which kind of fairyland the poet want to go? The poet want to go in a fairyland where all the children dine at 5. The children do dinner at 5, and all the playthings come alive, and all their playthings like their dolls and other horses, all their toys, they become alive and they start talking. That's what happens in the fairyland. We have read about a chapter in Alice in Wonderland. So the poet thinks about this. So this is what your poem that is known as Foreign Lands, in which the poet want to explore the new things after climbing on a tree, and he wishes to have a even taller tree so that he could see to the where the river meet to the sea, and he wished to see the fairyland in which all the toys, all the playthings, they are alive. So this is a wonderful poem by R.L. Stevenson, Robert Louis Stevenson. He is a very famous poet, and you should know about him, that Robert Louis Stevenson was a Scottish novelist and travel writer. He is also the famous books Treasure Island, Kidnapped, and the Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. These are the famous books of this famous writer R.L. Stevenson. Stevenson is a very famous among children. He is a very good writer, and he wrote this poem. And now you could read this poem again and again, and try to understand this. If you feel any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, you can ask me in the doubt session. Okay, thank you.